It's time for Takes on Takes, the episode where we offer our take on your take today on the Locked On NFL Scouting Podcast.
You are Locked On NFL Scouting with the Draft Dudes, your daily podcast for NFL and college football scouting. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
What's better than this? It's guys being dudes here on the Locked On NFL Scouting Podcast. We're the Draft Dudes. I'm Joe Marino from Locked On Bills. He's Kyle Crabbs from Locked On Dolphins. And we are your NFL experts here with you daily to talk team building across the league on the Locked On NFL Scouting Podcast with the Draft Dudes, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Want to issue a big thank you, shout out, and welcome to our everydayers. Those of you who never miss a single episode, we appreciate y'all being here very, very much.
Joe, it's a good thing we talked about Travis Hunter yesterday.
Yeah, buddy. He's a receiver, Kyle Crabbs. A receiver, I tell you.
Well, he's whatever he wants to be.
Right.
And whatever team drafts him wants him to be. And if you give him enough time, he's probably still going to be everything. Because just 3 touchdown catches, all of different varieties. Contested catch in the end zone, yards after catch opportunity, late ball adjustment in the back of the end zone in the red zone.
Unique, rare, explosive. Yeah, all the stuff. So, all of that plus football skill and instincts. Yeah.
With the ESPN graphic puts you in an air of two-way players that includes like Miles Jack was the worst player on the list. Like Champ Bailey, Charles Woodson. I think there was one other name, and it's like, yeah, man,
Corey Jackson.
Yeah, like that stratosphere of player is really rare. And Colorado got their first win. Really good game last night against North Dakota State. Looked like the Bison might run away with it in the first half with the game script, and then the middle 8, Colorado struck in the middle 8 and then took back control of the game.
The Bison versus the Buffalo, interesting.
Although,
right?
The Buffalo mascot looks a lot like a
bison. Yeah.
Doesn't it?
Yeah.
Did you see the back? It was North Dakota State like last month or like last week did like it was like in case you're confused or something like that, and it had a picture of a bison and a buffalo.
Yeah, they're not the same. The same.
And then the Colorado account after the game said we found another difference. And it was Bison 0-1, Buffalo
1-0. I love that stuff, man. I love it.
Yeah.
Unless you're on the wrong side of it, then it's not that fun. But Kyle, we're gonna wake up next week at this time, and either the Ravens or Chiefs are going to be 0-1. So there's that also to look forward to.
But one of those other teams is going to be in first place in the entire league.
That's the other
32
side.
in your mock drafts on next Friday.
Yeah, and then Philly and Green Bay on Friday. So someone's got to lose that game too. So, all right, takes on takes. Let's do it. A lot of good stuff. A lot of football stuff. People said, no, we don't want the off track stuff. They want football. So they're going to get football today.
Sandwich takes and
if
a hot dog's a sandwich or
this is literally just, I think I have 14 takes lined up. They're all about football.
Let's do it.
First one. Jack says the Detroit Lions are the most sure thing in the NFL. They are the only team that could handle any singular player being injured and still be favored to make the playoffs. I want to go first here.
Go ahead.
I disagree with this in a big way. I think that the Detroit Lions have 2 players that are absolutely critical that I think their season would go differently if they don't have them. It's Amon-Ra St. Brown and it's Aidan Hutchinson. I don't think they can afford to lose either one. Like I get nervous about what that defense looks like without Aidan. And what if that offense does not have Amon-Ra St. Brown?
Mm-hmm.
I disagree with this. I think the Lions are a safe bet to be an upper echelon team, but I think one of those 2 guys goes down, and I look at that team very differently.
I had to go get my training camp hat since we're wearing training camp hats today.
Got the medal.
Yeah, I think it's discounting the value of a player like both Aidan Hutchinson and Amon-Ra St. Brown. I think they're probably better equipped to handle the loss of Amon-Ra than they are Aidan. But I do agree that change would dramatically change the dynamics of that football team. Either one of those guys going down.
Do you have a team that you look at and say, yeah, man, I think they're good? Like, of course, quarterbacks are a different conversation, but like, is there a team that stands out to you that is just going to rock and roll without a key player? It's tough, right?
You probably have to look at the coaching staffs. Who do I trust is going to adjust on the fly?
Chiefs.
The
Rams.
49ers.
Yeah, 49ers. Although, did you see the Brock Purdy splits with and without Trent Williams? Boy.
I did. It's a very small sample size, though. Come on.
But boy.
It's bad, though. There was 13. And they were without one of their top wide receivers for that 3-game stretch last year, too. And they were like 17 points a game.
I think the Chiefs are the most bulletproof team in the league, of course. Barring Pat. Sam Teets, outside of the Super Bowl, week 1 of the college football season is the most adrenaline-driving week of football. Even if most of the games are tune-ups, I'm all the way out of this.
Give me the divisional round of the playoffs.
Boy, where you're either going home or to the conference championship.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know about this.
It's that is a consistently. There's not a lot of bad games in the divisional round of the playoffs. Right.
You had the 1 seed and all the teams that won in the wild card round.
Right.
Yeah,
and it's the stakes. All the action in week 1 of college football is great. Minnesota missing the field goal last night and them still setting off the fireworks as if they made it to lose the game against North Carolina. The Hail Mary that was completed at the 5-yard line by North Dakota State down 5 points after Shadur put one down the sideline on 1st and 10 and gave him a chance. Like all that stuff is electric, but I don't think you can match the magnitude of what is on the line in the divisional round for like divisional weekend.
And I'd say that the crazy of week 1 in college football certainly delivers, right? It's always bonkers. Yeah. But I would say that even week 1 of the NFL, you talk about adrenaline delivering week of football. Week 1 of the NFL where hope springs eternal, everyone's 0-0, but in the back of your mind, you're keenly aware of like all the issues that your team has. You just don't want to say it out loud, and you're going to find out for the first time. Boy, That's nerve-wracking, even if we know week 1's a liar.
You don't know what your team is. You think you're going to get told, and sometimes you are, and sometimes you aren't told. Yeah.
Dude, yeah.
And now they're spreading it out. Now you got a Thursday game, now you got a Friday game.
Yeah, right. I'm happy to have Bills Cardinals tucked in at 1:00 on Sunday. We'll deal with that. Us in this state of Arizona, and everyone else can watch your other teams.
Right.
See if that's a dumpster fire. You don't want the world seeing that. Like for example, Monday Night Football last year in week 1, Bills Jets. That was not great. Tell says, out of all the Texas players drafted last year, Jordan Whittington will have the most receiving yards in 2024. This is interesting. You got Jatavian Sanders with the Panthers. You got Xavier Worthy with the Chiefs. You've got, I guess Brooks, the running back, would count with the Panthers.
Mm-hmm.
But Whittington. So basically what he's saying is Whittington outproduces Sanders and Worthy, right?
And
AD Mitchell with the Colts.
Yeah.
Wow, there's a lot of options here.
I'll take the field. Like Jordan Whittington is going to be like a pain in the butt good player for the Rams because it's like, of course, they got that guy and they've had a proof of concept of turning that guy into a valuable player in your offense as a role player. Between Kyron Williams can catch the ball. You've got
Parkinson. They gave a decent contract too.
Yeah,
well.
I'm not counting on them throwing the ball with tight ends though. But you still got Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp. Like, how big of a workload are you really going to get? Are you going to get 3 targets a game and go for 33 yards and make a couple big catches in big moments?
I think it's AD Mitchell. I think that's the guy.
Probably.
He's number 2 option in that passing game. I think it's him.
And if Anthony gets banged up and misses any time, I actually think that helps him because Anthony's legs dynamic of moving the ball on the ground is probably going to eat into the passing target share and yardage share for their total offense. So we'll see.
This is an interesting 2 players to invoke from Kyle. Maybe it's not Hop, but it's a different Kyle. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. JSN, Jackson Smith and Jig will have more yards this year than Xavier Worthy. What that just feels like the most random two
receivers coming for Xavier Worthy.
Yeah, well,
everybody's at Xavier Worthy's throat this morning.
I don't know, man. I sort of think that JSN will. And I don't think that's a hot take, but I just think it's interesting why these two players. What do we not know about Xavier Worthy and JSN and why we would parallel the two?
First round wide receivers. Maybe Worthy expected to have a bigger workload because he's not in a wide receiver room with other very accomplished wide receivers like DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett.
You think JSN is number 2 on that team in targets this year? I do. I think.
I said it last year is my bold take. I don't think it happened, but
I think.
I think he continues to command a bigger workload.
All right, we got some Caleb Williams, some Marvin Harrison, some Travis Hunter, Spencer Rattler. A lot of stuff on the other side of it, folks. Be sure to stick with us. Want to get in shape but having trouble staying motivated? Make 5-hour energy shots part of your lifestyle and get the energy boost that you need to get fit. We all know that sometimes we don't want to go to the gym. Well, take a 5-hour energy shot to give you the feeling and alertness so you can get to the gym. 5-Hour Energy is the brand that hardworking people like you have trusted for over 20 years to give them alert, energized feelings that they need to get through busy and hectic days. You always know where to find the 5-Hour Energy shots. It's right at the cash register at nearly every convenience store, drugstore, and grocery store nationwide. So stock up on money-saving multi-packs to make sure that you never run out of delicious, energizing 5-Hour Energy shots. Go to 5hourenergy.com. That is the number 5hourenergy.com and get some 5-Hour Energy products today. You can use my promo code LOCKEDONFB. That'll get you 20% off. The offer is valid only through September 30th on one order. Can't be used on other promotions and can't be used with subscription orders. Go to 5hourenergy.com today.
I have a take.
Okay.
It's a quick one.
From the real Kyle?
You get from the real Kyle. The best compliment that you could give an undrafted rookie offensive lineman that made your team is that he looks like a truck driver.
That's the best compliment you can give him?
Yeah.
I would disagree, but I
Mike McDaniel alluded to
Andrew Meyer.
Chris Greer alluded to Andrew Myers. You sit down with
Meyer. It's Meyer, Kyle. Meyer.
What'd I say?
You said Myers. You really did, and the tape will reveal that.
No,
yes, you did. The tape will not lie, sir. Okay. It will not lie.
Okay, Andrew Meyer, who I've said 1 billion times on my show,
except for right then and there, you said Myers.
General manager said he looks like a truck driver.
We'll
and
see.
And he's up on my timeline right now, and I'm not gonna lie, I think Chris is right. I think he looks like a truck driver.
Shoot me the link in the chat, and I'll tell you about this take from BPA Scout. Caleb Williams passes for over 4,000 yards, which is significant because no Bears quarterback's ever done that, and breaks the rookie record for single-season touchdown passes by a rookie. That's 31 by Justin Herbert.
No.
So do you see 4,000 yards and 32 touchdowns?
I see 4,000 yards.
Yeah, I think he gets that.
I don't think it's a big number.
Too many touchdowns. I agree. Michael, and I'm guessing.
Chat?
Yeah, I'm checking the chat here. It says truck. Yeah,
looks like a truck driver.
Definitely. Yeah, 100%.
All right.
Michael says Travis Hunter goes number 1 overall and gets drafted to play both sides by an NFL team. Number 1 pick, Kyle Crabbs.
All right, so let's agree to put the gets drafted to play both sides. Let's put that in the trunk and come back to it in a couple years. Right?
Yeah,
like I think he can get there, but I don't think he would do that right from the jump.
Number 1 overall pick. You have a mock draft coming out on Monday. We're going to talk about it on this podcast.
I actually think it's Tuesday because of the holiday.
Oh, Tuesday. Okay. Well, early next week.
A wrench in your plans.
Yeah, it's going to rock my world. Early next week. Is he going number 1? You can spoil that?
I can tell you Travis Hunter goes in the top 5 picks.
All right. Very good. I'm excited. I don't know anything about I just know that the mock draft is happening. Yeah. I'm excited to see it just like everyone else.
I've deliberately not given you a lot of.
I don't want it. Yeah, I want to.
Do you want to know who the Bills get?
No, because you know what
position the Bills get.
You already pick it?
Yeah. I get the whole thing done. I'm working on it.
Oh, can I guess?
Yeah.
Edge rusher.
Okay.
Oh, you're not going to confirm or deny it?
Do you want to know?
No. I like to be surprised.
Even better. You
right.
got to go click it. Give me them clicks.
I'll give you the clicks. Trust me. Okay, so we don't think he's going number 1 overall, but maybe. Great way to really deliver here on giving a take on your take. Morgan says Marvin Harrison Jr. ends the season as the new record holder for both receptions and yards as a rookie. So he would be topping Puka Nacua, 105 receptions, 1,486 yards. I don't think so, Kyle. I don't think they're going to throw it enough.
Yeah,
he's going to run the ball.
They were
in
a running
Arizona.
team by kind of identity last year, and I know some of that was by need because it was not a very robust. But you also have Trey McBride, who has a year of kind of working in this offense and had a big emergence. So I would be inclined to agree. Although they were really bad defensively last year, I don't think they're going to be that much better defensively this year just because they have such a long way to go. They got so much youth. I can see them getting into some game scripts. I think he's more likely to get the receptions than he is to get the yards.
Yeah, I mean, Marvin can go out and have 95 catches for 1,300 yards, and that'd be an amazing season, but it just wouldn't be
record-breaking.
Right, it wouldn't be record-breaking. Yeah. The original Hatriot says the NFL weighs the power conference.
What?
Hatriot, Hatriot.
Like Patriot, but with hate?
With an H, yeah.
So do you hate the Patriots or are you a Patriots fan?
I think this person hates the Patriots. That would be my guess. The NFL
show. Let's go.
You've never seen this before?
No.
Oh man, yeah, this is definitely something I've seen. The NFL weighs the power conferences too heavily in the scouting process. Hidden gems wouldn't be hidden if the scouting process didn't essentially penalize smaller schools and conferences. I disagree with this in a big way, man.
I think the quality of the level of competition is very valuable in how ready you are to play at the NFL level.
But the NFL does not value the small schools. Like, look at the Pro Football Hall of Fame. It's small schoolers everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And it just feels more significant to us because I think everyone naturally roots for the underdogs. And so you always find these players in your team. You're like, man, this guy went to this school. Like, how did this happen? Right. Well, it just does. And it's not because the NFL doesn't care about small schools. In fact, the reason that you know about them in the NFL is because the NFL cares about small schools.
Well, and also, I mean, there were 30 plus scouts at Colorado, North Dakota State last night. And I know Colorado has top talent, but North Dakota State had draft talent out there.
Yeah.
They got another NFL offensive lineman this year.
Yeah. The weekly huddle. Spencer Rattler is given more opportunity to start this year than Drake May and finishes 4th among rookies in major passing stats.
I don't think so.
You think that it's like so if Derek Carr gets injured, then that opens up the conversation.
Correct.
But do you feel like, I don't know if there'd be a coach's decision where they would get there.
If it was catastrophically bad and off the rails, I could see them getting to December.
Right.
And then being like, okay, we're going to Eli Manning you. Sit down. We got to figure out what we have in our young guy. I know the preseason's all the buzz. Who led the league in passing last year in the preseason? Who was amazing last year in the preseason?
Was it the Steelers and Kenny Pickett?
Oh, yeah, it was Kenny Pickett. Was like the world's best quarterback in the preseason last year. So it's like, I get it, but also pump the brakes.
Well, is he QB2 in New Orleans, or is it Jake Haener?
It's probably gonna be. It probably should
right.
be Spencer. At least there's some up. Well, he's weird. That weird quarterback class.
Right.
Did Sean Clifford got replaced already? Yeah, Jake Haener. Didn't they trade up for Jake Haener?
You could convince me of that, but maybe you could be crossing it up with Ian Book as well. So can't remember which crappy mid-round quarterback the Saints traded up for, but I mean, Mickey Loomis is not going to trade back. That'd be telling the world you want a lesser player.
2023 NFL draft. Jake Haener went 127 overall. They traded with that pick. Jacksonville traded 127 to New Orleans in exchange for a 7 and a future 4.
Whoa. For Jake Haener.
Team draft quarterbacks every year. Rah, 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 rah.
Boy,
Nobody cares about sunk costs with quarterbacks.
Right. What a waste of time that was. Holy smokes. Yeah, I just think things are going to have to bottom out, and then I think you'll see Spencer Rattler. I don't think he's going to be given more opportunity.
Where I think there's kind of more of a plan, and it seems like Jacoby's a sponge for hits right now, right?
He's the meat shield, man. Let's call it what it is.
I agree. So I think Drake May will be given more opportunities to start this year because they're going to be playing for they kind of locked in on that Carr contract. So they are going to have more to play for later, I think, as far as versus New England, knowing that there's a process and knowing what expectations are this year, and that being a part of a well-conceived plan that they have for him.
All right. We got another batch of takes to get to on the other side of it, folks. Be sure to stick with us. Passion, drive, and patience, the formula for winning championships, is also what keeps your ride or die alive. eBay Motors has everything you need to maintain your vehicle and level it up to peak performance. Superchargers, roof racks, exhaust kits, LED headlights, and more. Whether you're into speed, power, or style, eBay Motors has you covered. With over 122 million parts for your number one ride or die, you'll always find exactly what you're looking for. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, your part is guaranteed to fit your ride every time or your money back. Because with eBay Motors, you're burning rubber and not cash. With all the parts you need at the prices you want, it's easy to make your car the MVP and bring home huge wins. So keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply. eBay Guaranteed Fit only available to U.S. customers. Morgan says, with the cap projected to continue rising rapidly and possibly skyrocket with an 18-game regular season, the Bengals are only hurting themselves by not extending Jamar Chase now. Match J-Jet's AAV and exceeds Lamb's guaranteed money and get this thing done.
And yeah.
I feel like that could be the Bengals' thought process, though. Like, Jefferson waited until going into year 5, right, to get his deal done. Do you think that there's
Jefferson?
Yeah.
He's not going in year 5, is he?
No, like, is it would be 1 year. If Chase gets his done now, it would be 1 year sooner than Jefferson did, right? If I'm not mistaken. Am I wrong about this? They weren't drafted the same year, Kyle, were they?
I believe they were.
Oh, well, then that's silly.
No, Jefferson was drafted in 2020.
Yeah, so no, he is entering year 5. I'm correct about this. This is his 5th season. So that's what the Bengals are saying. You can wait the same amount of time that Jefferson did. And if they do that, they're absolutely boning themselves.
Right. Because from a percent of cap perspective, when you're negotiating against next year's cap, it's going to be higher cap. So if he says, hey, like the AAV is fine, but you better hope I don't go out here and blow the doors off this thing. I guess I just subliminally tried to forget last year versus like how good the first 3 years were for Jefferson, right?
Insane. He only played in 10 games last year.
Right.
He still had 1,000 yards.
Right. On 68 catches. Just ridiculous.
With no quarterbacks.
With no quarterbacks.
You know, that's what the Bengals are thinking, though.
Right. They're playing with fire, though. It's like you almost are sitting there hoping that he doesn't have the best season he possibly can to save you leverage in the negotiation. You know he's going to be here. We're going to keep T and move on from Jamar?
No way.
Correct. So let's just cut the nonsense and get it done.
Right.
And I know every owner and every GM and every coach and every player says, you know, it's big money. These things take time. And that's fundamentally true. But like when all of the other pieces are in place, there's no more guesswork. You know exactly where this has to land. So figure out what your internal plan is for how you accommodate that contract long-term. Get the owner to sign off on giving the player the money and get it done. Don't sit here and get cute with it and be like, oh, I hope he plays in 13 games and has a below average receiving yardage production this year so we could sit down at the negotiation table and get him for cheap.
Next one here comes from Ross, who says
Ross Jackson?
No, I don't think it is. I don't think it is Ross Jackson.
Okay.
But he'll be very happy that we're on target today. We've hit all of our
trending
land.
well.
Yeah, we're doing well. Ross says Aaron Glenn takes a head coaching position before Ben Johnson.
That's fun. That's a fun take. I don't know that I believe it.
You think Ben Johnson's going to take one? He's said no to like 10 teams.
Eventually. He's just going to sit here and keep running up top 10 offensive seasons and pick his spot, which good for you. Like you're probably going to get one shot at it.
Which I can respect. Yeah. But like,
and which ones has he turned down you where you were like, I don't know.
Chargers? Was he in on that?
I believe he was in on that.
But
look at the state of the roster. Don't look at the quarterback.
Right,
Look at
I'd agree. I'd agree. Where's he going to go? Was he going to go to the Saints, Kyle Crabbs? Come on, he ain't going to the Saints.
Andy Reid retire?
Boy. Kyle
right?
Crabbs.
Like sit here and wait for something like that.
Why don't you kick rocks with those ideas? We need them to I don't even know. It doesn't matter. I don't think it matters. Robert says in 2023, only 3 teams played in 12 personnel above 30% of the time. The Falcons, Patriots, and Packers.
Mm-hmm.
But this season, at least twice as many teams will end their season having played in 12 personnel above 30% of the time, and we should see higher rates in 12 personnel generally. I think that the decisions that have been made across the league say this very, very emphatically to be yes.
Well, it's the counter for nickel-heavy defenses, right? It's all just you're going to go in the circle, you're going to chase your own tail, and who's going to capture lightning in a bottle to get out in front of the trend?
Bills and Raiders are going to be in this bucket. So there's 2 of your 3 that you need to double this, assuming that everything remains the same. The Dolphins with Jonnu, right? You could see them pushing. I know they're going to.
I just did a whole manifesto about 12 personnel in the Dolphins last year. Yep. Did you watch it? I'll give you the Spark Notes version.
I didn't. I saw the headline, but I didn't hit play.
So the Dolphins had a 100% conversion rate on 3rd and 4th down and 4 or less yards when they were in 12 or 21 personnel last year. But they hardly ever did it. And you dig through the numbers and you realize they averaged 4.8 yards per carry on those attempts, and they averaged 3.5 yards per pass attempt in 12 and 21 personnel on 3rd and 4th down and 4 yards or less. Then you go to 11 personnel, and they ran the ball for like 2.5 yards per carry. They were 30% conversion rate when they ran the ball on 3rd and 4th down and 4 or less yards out of 11, but they averaged 9 yards per attempt. So they just said, we're going to want to pass the ball, so we're going to stay in 11 personnel and not really do it. That's where you look at additions of players like Jonnu Smith. I think Devon Achane as another back, potentially. Jalen Wright, maybe somebody who can run between the tackles more. I do think they will trend more, but I don't think they'll hit the stratosphere that they are talking about to qualify for this. 30% of snaps?
30%, yeah.
I mean, that's 3 times as many 12 personnel snaps as the team ran last year. I don't think they're going to get that high.
Steelers are going to get there. So there's your 3rd team. Bills, Raiders, Steelers.
Smith. But are the Falcons going to stay there?
Probably not.
Right.
And you get nervous about the Patriots staying there as well. Might need to add in this. I think with Van Pelt, it's possible. I think we get 6 teams. I agree with the take. Lucas says the Ravens finished last in the AFC North. The O-line problems aren't talked enough about.
The Ravens?
Ravens last.
No, I'm out.
Yeah, I'm out on that too.
And for that reason, I'm out.
Last one here. Positive Bills vibes. That's literally the name on Twitter. Thursday Night Football is the best primetime slot to watch your own favorite team play in. Knowing the weekend is on the horizon not only makes it much easier to wake up the next morning as opposed to Monday, Tuesday, but can also help you forget about a poor performance quicker. I disagree with this one.
I disagree with this too.
You lose on Thursday Night Football, and then you just got to live through all the football that you watch, taking an L.
10 days. 10 days for your next game. You're stewing in it for longer. You watch all the other teams. Half of them get a win.
How about this one? Bills-Dolphins Thursday night, week 2. The Bills don't play until Monday night. Their next game is Monday night against Jacksonville. So they go to South Florida, take an L to Miami. I got to chew on that for 11 days.
Thoughts and prayers, Steve.
Right. Not interested in that. I think the best primetime slot is Sunday Night Football.
For
your own team to play.
I would take. There is no good primetime slot because Sunday, I got to sit here and watch everybody else play on Sunday. Sit around waiting all day for Sunday
Yeah, I'm
night.
okay with that.
It's not
I'm
a
okay.
good thing. It's a
I
bad
like
thing.
No, I like Sunday night. I'm okay with that.
How about when we get late in the season, we play on Saturday nights? That's the best night to watch your team play. Saturday night.
And we're both out on Monday night because you got to wait forever.
It's forever. And then you're on
a short week.
Advantage. It's
all
very
bad.
messy.
I would rank it Sunday night, Monday night, Thursday night.
What about Saturday night?
Does that even count?
We played one of the more memorable AFC East divisional clashes in the last 5 years on a Saturday night.
Was that the game that was last year?
No,
that was
Sunday night.
Oh, it was the one in Buffalo.
It was the one in Buffalo where it started snowing late in the game.
Yeah,
was it
you know what's crazy is that that's back-to-back years that those games were pretty much amazing for the league, and they got the Bills and Dolphins done by like week 9 this year.
Oh no!
Right, I'm sure we feel differently about that.
Or NFL.
Yeah, let's get one of those the last couple weeks of the season.
Let's not.
Well,
I would love for you to not play the Patriots twice in 3 weeks.
So I'll swap out the Dolphins matchup for that real quick here.
Why don't you swap out a Jets matchup? We get the Jets twice in the last 5, although I don't know that that's necessarily a bad thing.
Might not be. Everyone's banged up, just trying to get through the year. Robert Saleh's fired,
Yeah,
it's possible. Instead, Bill's got to deal with the Patriots. Drake May upstart, nothing to lose, baby.
Yeah, there you go.
Reps in.
Hey, so while we were doing this, I did pull up. There was a fourth team. Who were the 3 teams that ran 12 personnel at 30%?
According to this, it's the Patriots, Falcons, and Packers.
There was another team that ran over 300 snaps last year in 12 personnel. I went up and pulled it up. Do you know who it is?
I don't.
You want to venture a guess?
The Bills.
It's not the Buffalo. The Buffalo Bills ran 196 snaps of 12 personnel last year.
If Kincaid missed 1 game, and I think Knox missed 4. If that didn't happen, I think it would hit it.
No,
I don't know. Who is it?
Kansas City Chiefs ran 306.
And
they ran 1,080 plays. So 306 divided by 1,080. 28.3% for Kansas City. You think they can get there?
Yeah, I think. Could you imagine putting 12 personnel on the field with Worthy and Brown outside? Like, okay, good luck.
Right.
You're too big. You're too slow.
Right. Jacksonville 5th on this list at 261.
Knocking on the door.
Yeah. See, who do you think ran?
It's the Dolphins. The Dolphins ran.
The Dolphins are 31st in the NFL in 12.
There's somebody who ran less than them.
You're going to kick yourself when you know it.
It's going to be some other. Is it a Shanahan team?
Yes, it is.
Is it the Rams?
It's the Rams who run nothing but 11 personnel.
Yeah.
The Rams had 1,094 snaps on offense last year. 1,034 of them came in 12 or in 11 personnel.
A static offense. Just literally a static offense.
Yeah.
That's so crazy. All right. I'm good, Kyle Crabbs.
All right. Well, let's get out of here. I'm Kyle Crabbs. He's Joe Marino. We jinxed ourselves, said we were on schedule, and now we're look up at the clock. It's 33 minutes.
Yeah.
Ross Jackson's going to get on us, so we got to get head out of here. You can find us on YouTube or wherever you listen to your favorite podcast. Make it a great rest of your day. We're out of here. Talk to y'all again soon.